A lot to get through on the Daily News Show today. Federico Chiesa's representatives are now in the UK with a view to joining Newcastle United. Talks have advanced with Harvey Barnes over a move to the Toon. That one had gone a little bit stale, but it has been reignited today with news that talks have taken place behind the scenes. And Newcastle United are expected to seal a deal for midfielder Jesper Lindstrom from Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, we have featured him before on a transfer show. Very good player. I would be a very, very good signing for Newcastle United. Now, NUFC Women have also made their first signing of the summer with Emma Kelly confirming her signature from Sunderland. And Nick Pope will be fit to go to the USA for the pre-season tour as he continues his rehabilitation from his finger surgery. And a little bit of news about Moussa Diaby at the end. It's not involving Newcastle United. So let's dive in. This is the Daily News. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel and of course the Daily News Show. And lots to get through, but before we do, if you do enjoy today's show, guys, please do give it the thumbs up. It's still very important that we keep the likes coming in on the show so that fans like yourself can find the channel in the future and hopefully subscribe. And if you are new, do subscribe. It is free of charge. We are heading towards 22,000 subscribers and with your help, we'll get there sooner rather than later. But don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, which will let you know when we upload any videos or we schedule live shows. So thank you in advance for all that, guys. Right, as you can see there on the bottom headline, Chiesa reps are in the UK. They've arrived in London with a view to Federico Chiesa moving to Newcastle. Now, Aston Villa did say that they were interested in the player as well. However, Chiesa has come out and said that he is not interested in joining Aston Villa. He thinks that Newcastle would be the better destination and, of course, joining up with fellow Italian Sandro Tonali. Now, we always said that this Tonali deal could lead to some other players wanting to come to Newcastle because, you know, the stature of the signing, I guess, with Tonali is huge. So therefore, it would enable us to go out and you know, go after players that we wouldn't necessarily have gone after in the past. Now, Chiesa, obviously, at Juventus at the moment, we spoke many times about him wanting to get out of there because of the restraints that they find themselves under at the moment. I would love Chiesa. I think he'd be a brilliant option for Eddie Howe. And this is a guy who is, you know, knows what to do with the football, knows where the back of the net is, and he could give us that extra dimension. And, you know, the fact that he's turned around and said that he would rather join Newcastle United, uninterested in Villa, is a huge boost. Obviously, we have the Champions League to offer these players, and Villa unfortunately don't. Listen, Villa have had a brilliant season last year under Unai Emery. They are now going after players of high caliber stature, and well done to them, because, you know, we've seen over the summer that the Big Six or the league themselves, they don't really fancy Newcastle and Villa sort of bustling into that Big Six. Not that, in my opinion, it's a Big Six anymore, because some of that Big Six didn't even make the Champions League. So we are now part of that, and our Villa. So Villa will be going for similar players to us. But the fact that Chiesa has said that, you know, Newcastle would be his preferred destination, he's not interested in joining Villa, and his representatives are over here again to meet with Newcastle reps. So keep an eye on that one, guys, because that one could start snowballing very, very soon. Now, a lot of people had commented over the weekend that the situation with Harvey Barnes had quietened down, a little stale. You know, were Newcastle United going to go for the player? Now, reports have come out this morning from various sources that discussions have taken place again, especially over the weekend, last weekend, and Barnes was also completely left out of the Leicester squad for their friendly at Peterborough on Monday. Now, that could be just anything. Leicester's excuse was he was rested. Can you believe that? He was rested. That was their excuse as to why he wasn't in the squad at all. Weirdly, it's pre-season and Leicester come out with an excuse that he's been rested. I don't believe that for 1 second, by the way, guys. I think something is in the pipeline. You know, Newcastle United, for the transfer fee, are expected to be paying around £35 million. That will rise to £40 with some add-ons. So, look, 35 to 40 million, Is it? I think it's still a little bit high in my opinion. But look, if this is what it's going to take to get the player through the door, then that's fine by me. You know, Leicester, of course, have already sold James Maddison. They've got that money through. They're not in a big rush to sell Harvey Barnes. I think it's the player himself doesn't really want to be in the Championship and wants to, you know, once he heard that Newcastle were interested in him, bang, you know, that's it. He wants to play for Newcastle United. I don't think he's made a secret of that. He has come out and said that Newcastle would be his destination. Eddie Howe has also said that he wants him in as soon as possible. Now, Eddie Howe normally stays very quiet on these sort of situations, but when talking about new players and things like that, he does want players through the door, ready for pre-season. We spoke about this many times on the shows, that he wants players in and to take part in some of the pre-season so he can get a good bedding of the squad and the team that he wants for that kick-off against Aston Villa on the 12th of August. For me, Harvey Barnes would certainly give us an option. I've heard a lot of Newcastle fans against the signing, but a lot of, I think, fans are starting to come round to it. They've watched Harvey Barnes a little bit now. They've seen a bit about what he can do. And for me, I think he'll give us a hell of an option on that left-hand side. Who's to know? You know, he could play left, he could play right. You know, we've got that option. And certainly the amount of players that we have in forward options now could mean that we can change the formation a little bit should we need to. I don't think Eddie will step away from the 4-3-3 straight away, but it does give Eddie other options if that particular formation isn't working for the game. So again, another one that's expected to start snowballing a little bit this week could be Harvey Barnes. Now, one player that we have featured quite a lot on transfer shows, and he has been spoken about a lot, is Eintracht Frankfurt's attacking midfielder, Jesper Lindstrom. Now, Lindstrom is a very, very, very good player. Now, the news coming out of Eintracht is that they have already found a player to take Lindstrom's place should he move. Lindstrom himself, very interested in a move to the Premier League. This is important as well. I like players that come out and state where they want to go. You know, they want to give the Premier League a go. They're not frightened to give it a go. And they will, you know, be open to a move. Now, Frankfurt turned down a 25 million euro offer earlier on in the summer from Leipzig. It wasn't what they were wanting. And, you know, good on Eintracht Frankfurt. They stayed very stern and said, no, we're not accepting 25 million. However, 35 million euros could seal the deal for Newcastle United, and it is expected that Newcastle will be happy to pay that. Negotiations seem to be ongoing with that player as well. Now, again, these are just reports, but for me, if I look at some reports and I see them 3 or 4 times mentioned by some good sources and some good media outlets, then I think there's no smoke without fire. You know, if there's just one commenting on the odd transfer here and there and the odd name, then fair enough. But this guy has been linked by numerous people as well. And the fact that Frankfurt have, you know, they've actually, you know, come out in the media and said that they have a player to replace him should Lindstrom head for Newcastle United. So again, very, very positive on that one. Great news this morning for NUFC Women is that they have made another signing, or their first signing of the summer, and that is Emma Kelly. Now, Emma Kelly is 25, 26-year-old, and she has played previously for Sunderland and Middlesbrough. Now, she's not seeing this as a step down, which I think is fabulous news, because this is now, Newcastle United Women are a professional outfit now. I think that decision was massive in being able to influence good players to come into the squad to help the ones that are already there. We know that they've released a few over the summer, and the building continues for Becky and her team. But signing Emma Kelly is a wonderful move, and she's been pictured with the Newcastle shirt this morning. She did play alongside Becky at Middlesbrough as well, so that they know each other already. And like I say, she doesn't see this as a step down because she sees this as the same as the men's team. It's a massive project for the women as well to reach the heights of the Super League. We know where Amanda Staveley wants to take the ladies' team. She's already made that public numerous times that she wants them at the very top along with the men. And listen, for the women coming into the side now, it's massive. A professional outfit. We know they'll get looked after very, very well. We know that they're going to bring in really good players to help with another promotion push, and they will keep going until they reach that goal. So to sign players like Emma Kelly is fantastic news, and onwards and upwards. And of course, hopefully we'll get to see Emma in action for her new side when they take on West Brom over the Cellar Cup weekend. Finally, Eddie Howe has confirmed that Nick Pope will be going to the USA with Newcastle United as part of his pre-season build-up and his rehabilitation from his finger surgery. Now, of course, we saw that he missed the last game of the season against Chelsea because Newcastle United decided to get that surgery done. He wasn't really needed for the Chelsea game. Results had already gone our way. We were in the Champions League. There was no need to risk Nick Pope again. So he decided, and the club, to get that surgery done. Now, he's not 100% fully fit. We thought he would be getting the surgery when he did. However, what Eddie Howe has said was he will be going to the USA, he will be taking part, and he will be continuing his rehabilitation. So that's great news. And Eddie expects him to be 100% fit for the start of the new season. So no worries at all on Nick Pope by the looks of things. So there you go, guys. That is the daily news for today. As usual, please do leave a comment below with your thoughts on all of today's news. As I say, I do read them all, whether I can't reply to them all, obviously, but I do read them all, and you'll know I've read it if I do stick a heart on there. I'm very interested to see what you think of Chiesa and Harvey Barnes and possibly Lindstrom as well. It's great news. Aston Villa, I did say I would mention Moussa Diaby, of course. They have started a bidding for Moussa Diaby. There's no news on what the transfer fee is or how much they've bid, but that's a one to keep an eye on as well. But thank you very much, guys. If you have enjoyed the show, please do stick a like. As usual, it does help everybody who hasn't found us yet in those YouTube search results. And of course, if you're new and like what you see, please do subscribe. It is completely free to do so. Help us get there to 22,000. And of course, hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. You can donate to the channel while we're off air. There is a thanks button just along from the like button if you would like to donate something to the channel, and you can become a member if you hit that join button just underneath the video. You can be part of the Toon Review membership, be in with a chance of winning wonderful prizes, and of course you will be helping the channel on a monthly basis. And don't forget to check out our Patreon. There is more podcasts on there. Billy and Alex have done one recently. There is more to come as well. The link is pinned in the description for Patreon as well, so go and give that a look. I'll get my words out eventually, guys, but that is it. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you very soon. Take care.